How the heck are we going to be pulling off a one-hit KO combo with just rats? Today we're going to be checking out one of the best combo decks in Gods Unchained. Let's immediately dive in. This is probably one of the most versatile decks that I have ever shown you. We have nothing that costs more than 3 mana. This deck is centered around a lot of spells and a unique interaction with this relic, the Rod of Rodents. After you cast a spell that costs 3 or less, summon a 1/1 rat. Well, that doesn't sound too scary, does it? But we are going to be pairing that card with Stormfield to give spell boost +1 to each friendly creature. That is going to unlock an amazing one-hit KO combo. We also have cards that reduce the cost of our spells, the Warp Engineers, the Helpful Aether Fox, to make sure that we can chain off those combo spells. This is a crazy fun deck. It is not very well known yet, so people do not see it coming, so let's immediately try it out in the ranked ladder to see how it performs. We are playing against the Death Domain. Let's see what kind of variation we're playing against. Oh, it's an Anubian deck, huh? Let me immediately play my Cosmic Witness down on the board. I'm probably getting Mortal Rise here, you know what, and I'm even going to play that. Let me immediately remove my opponent's creature from the board. Let's get rid of that immediately. That's a Pharaoh's Heirloom for my opponent, but still not the end of the world. We just want to stall out the game, and I think I'm just going to play my Warp Engineer here to make sure that Stormfield costs 0. While we just trade. Reach into the black for my opponent, wow, that's quite strong. We have the rod here, I think I'm actually going to play that immediately. Then I am going to follow up with my Tracking Bolt to immediately clear that Anubian for my opponent. That's going to summon a rat for us, and I can also just clear that. Guys, it's not looking too bad. Eiko, oh wow, that's gonna hurt us quite a bit. But what I can do is start with my God Power here. We are going to get Ancient Texts, I don't really mind that. And then I can just attack here with this. Then I think I'm going to actually follow up with Form of Power, because now I can also get my Enraged Ally and play that on the board. And yeah, I'm dealing 1 more damage. That was a perfect take for my opponent to really slow. Oh, come on, another one. And 3 more mana for my opponent. They're going to summon another Pharaoh's Heirloom. We have a Safeguard incantation that's going to definitely come in handy, so I think I'm going to start with that actually. We're going to get another Warp Engineer, but now I think I'm actually going to play Starshard Bolt onto this, and actually just end my turn afterwards. That's a lootable corpse for my opponent, not the end of the world. They are just going to ignite it to draw a card. I have a Demetrius now, which is absolutely awesome. I am also going to use my God Power. I think the Form of Unity doesn't really help me here, since we don't have our relic equipped. So let me throw that back, and then I'm going to find the Empiric Knowledge that might come in handy. So let me just play my Warp Engineer to reduce the cost of Empiric Knowledge, and yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully Demetrius is going to survive for a single turn. Oh wow. We're going to take so much damage now, and a Blight Bomb for my opponent. There goes my Demetrius, along with a Dangerous Ritual. We are hurting so much. Oh, there is my relic, that is absolutely awesome, because now I can just play my final draft on this to immediately draw a card and summon a rat as well. I think I'm just going to trade this, and then I'm going to use my God Power. The Street Conjurer, is that good? I mean, we can play that on the next turn as well, yep, that's going to be it. We have Ancient Texts. I think I'm still going to just start with my God Power here. We have another Stormfield, that's really cool. How much damage do we have? I think not enough yet. This is going to give 2 cards to both players. I think that I can just attack my opponent directly here, since my... Actually, you know what, I'm going to trade this, never mind. I'm going to trade my rat. That's going to give me a couple of cards. An Assistant Alchemist is really cool here. Let me play that immediately. I am going to reduce the cost of Stormfield. And guys, I am even going to play a Starshard Bolt on that to summon another rat, basically. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. I kind of want to get another creature down on the board now, but I don't have any spell left. Oh wait, I can attack my opponent. Yeah. Why didn't I think of that earlier? I can attack my opponent to get some more favor. And then I'm going to use the Rune of Life on this, summon another rat, and guys, actually I think that we are threatening to win the game on the next turn. How cool is that? Because I can play my Street Conjurer, and then Stormfield and Stormfield, yeah, wait. If my opponent doesn't win now, we might actually just win. Curse of Greed, okay, they are actually going to trade. I think that's still okay though. Wait, do we have enough to win now? Oh, well, that is awesome, okay, I am definitely starting with Dimension Door. Let's see what we are going to get. We get a Cosmic Witness for 0. I am going to play that guy immediately. Now I can get the Mortal Suffering, and guys, I think that's going to be lethal. Yeah. Let me also play you, the Street Conjurer on the board. I can follow up with Stormfield number 1, right? Yeah, that seems about right. Then I am going to play Stormfield number 2. Wow, that is going to be so much damage actually, check out this combo. I am going to follow up with Ancient Texts, always. Let's deal 2 damage to my opponent, that's going to be 14! What the heck? And then I can just play another Ancient Texts, and the game is ours. Just like that. What the heck? What is this deck that we're playing? This is crazy good. This time we're playing against the War Domain, so let's see if this deck can stand up to some of the aggro decks that are out there. Oh, my opponent is not going to play anything. That's cool. So I'm just going to use my God Power. I think a Tracking Bolt is going to be so very useful. So let me just get that. Flow and Fang for my opponent. What is that? With this God Power? That's interesting. But anyway, let me just play my helpful Aether Fox here. Let's start preparing my combo. Let me get Stormfield down to 0 mana. Probably a Relic. Oh, wait, it's a carving deck? Who plays that? Wow, cool. So, I guess I can just play my Cosmic Witness here. Or you know what, I can even just play Tracking Bolt to clear that immediately. And then I can just use my God Power, a Form of Unity. I think I'm going to skip on that for now. We have Demetrios, that's very, very helpful. Basically, we just want to survive until we find our Relic and get those rats on the board. Savage Strike for my opponent, that's still quite okay. Here is my Rod of Rodents, I'm going to play that immediately, and then I'm going to follow up with Demetrios. And guys, since we already have both Stormfields in my hand, I think we're in a very good spot to win the game very, very soon. That's another Dreadwing for my opponent. Do they want to play a Nullrika kind of deck to try to win the game in a one-hit KO? That's gonna be interesting. And since my opponent is going to be at 7 mana now, I need to be really careful. Actually, do we have a chance to win the game now? I think I'm going to start with Dimension Door here. We got a Form of Power for 0 mana, that's going to be awesome. Guys, I'm going to try to win the game now, actually. I'm going to follow up with Mortal Insight, just so that we can get another rat on the board. I'm going to throw my Street Conjurer down on the board. Oh my god, it's not going to be enough, I'm trolling. Yeah, I think I misplayed this, but still, I'm going to start with Stormfield number 1. I think I just destroyed our win condition because I was afraid of our opponent actually winning immediately. Let me just play Stormfield number 2. Then we are going to start with a Form of Power here to deal 11 damage to my opponent. That's kind of okay. Then I'm going to play Final Draft to draw a card and deal 11 more damage to my opponent, and then I'm just going to deal 1 more damage with my Relic, and that's going to be it. Let's see if my opponent can clear the board. That's Ulrika, and then we're probably going to see a lot of carvings. I think this was the correct play after all, because my opponent would have dealt so much damage to my face if I didn't populate the board enough. It's going to be another one of those rats down, a Bloody Carving, which is going to give another carving back to my opponent. Yep, and a Fury Carving as well, wow, which is going to give my opponent another carving back. Wait, can my opponent still win the game? That's going to be so crazy. And that is their last Brittle Carving. Okay, can you please go face? No, that's not gonna happen. And another Brittle Carving. Okay, guys, I am really happy with the way that I played this game. But wait, can we actually win this? And the Rune of Life for my opponent, we really need to clear that now, immediately. We have an Assistant Alchemist. Let me start with a Dimension Door here to draw a card. We are going to find a helpful Aether Fox. That doesn't really help me. Let me just use my God Power again. Can we find, not you, can we find the removal, please? The Warp Engineer doesn't help us either, so we're going to take 8 more damage to our face. But I still think that this is the play. Let me just start with a Star Shard Bolt to summon another rat, and then I am going to attack Ulrika, otherwise we are losing the game. And I can even follow up with a Gleam Weaver, and that's going to be it. Let's see if we can actually win the game now. That's a Combat Medic for my opponent. Wow, I like how we both played our combos and we are both still alive. We have a Safeguard Incantation, that's really cool, but let me actually start with you to play that for 0 mana. That's going to give us Ancient Texts. Is that enough to win us the game? No, not yet. So let me just use my God Power. You have a Form of Unity. I am definitely getting that. Yeah, because I can play the Warp Engineer. Yeah, guys, I think that's game over. To reduce the cost of Form of Unity down to 1, and I think that's going to be lethal as soon as we play that card. To deal 9 damage to my opponent and just win the game like that. Wow, that was an amazing game. I am going to take some credit for how we played it, and let's immediately head into another game. We're playing against the War Domain now. My opponent is actually not going to play anything, so let me just throw Irina down on the board. Pyramid Warden, in which case I think I can just use my God Power here. The Warp Engineer is kind of okay, I'm not gonna lie, so let's get that. There we go, my opponent is going to start attacking us directly. In which case, let me just play my Warp Engineer to reduce the cost of Tracking Bolt by 2 in this case. And I can even throw my Cosmic Witness down on the board. And I think getting the Mortal Rise here might be good. And you know what, I can even clear the board now. Yeah, let me do that. Let me play that immediately onto this. That's going to give me 1 creature back, and I can even play Tracking Bolt to make sure that we kind of maintain the board. and my opponent doesn't run away with the game. Now they are going to have to use their God Power here to clear this lab specimen, which is going to give me some tempo. That's a Savage Strike for my opponent. They can also clear the board. Oh, what? That's a mistake, because that is going to survive now. In which case I'm just going to use my God Power. The Warp Engineer is not that good here. I think I'm going to skip it actually. We have a Star Shard Bolt, so let me just play the Assistant Alchemist. I am going to reduce the cost of Form of Power, since we're going to be needing that to win the game in a little bit. And that's going to be all for now. That's again a strong creature for my opponent. And they're also going to take the Valkas's Discovery from the board, okay. We have another Assistant Alchemist. Let me start with my God Power. Pyrrhic Knowledge is so and so. I'm actually going to skip that as well for now. We have a Form of Unity, not the best. So let me just play that and reduce the cost of Form of Unity here to 2. And do I just play a Star Shard Bolt? I think I'm going to play a Form of Power to clear that. Yep. And with the 2 mana that we have left, I'm also going to throw a Hoplite down on the board, and that's about it. Oh, a Blade of White Plane. We can clear that quite easily with a Star Shard Bolt, so let me just use my God Power again. The Helpful Aether Fox is actually very good here. Let me play that immediately. Onto my Star Shard Bolt, and guys, we're continuing with the tempo. We somehow maintain a board. That's odd as well, quite interesting. How do we play this now? I mean, I can just start with my God Power here. We're going to find the Cosmic Witness. That's actually quite okay, to uncover an Eldritch Mystery. In which case, I think I'm just going to get the Mortal Suffering, and I can just attack this now. And now the question is, how do we play that? Do I just Dread Touch my Mortal Suffering to try to clear my opponent's Odi? I think I will. Unless everything goes to my opponent's face, well, what can we do about that? I guess I am attacking directly, and that's it. I don't really want to spend 2 spells to clear that, so yep, Soul Survivor is going to hurt us so much. But the Safeguard Incantation is actually a very good draw. Let's start with that, to mitigate the 6 damage that my opponent was going to deal to us anyway. Let me also use... Oh, there it is, finally. That's okay, that's not too bad. And a Rune of Sight for my opponent. We are going to tank the 6 damage. Here's my Form of Power, that's actually really cool. So let me start with a Tracking Bolt to clear those 2 protected on my opponent's creatures. I'm probably playing the Form of Power now. And I mean, I can also just use my God Power here. Dimension Door is going to be so awesome, since I can also play that immediately. We get another Stormfield, and guys, I think on the next turn we have Lethal, right? Do I ever have Lethal now? No way, right? No chance. Okay, let me just clear Odi. My opponent is going to summon that as well. And let me also play the Rune of Life now, because I don't think that my opponent can win the game now, but let me also just make sure that we don't see any very weird stuff happen. On the next turn I have a couple of Stormfields, I have the Street Conjurer as well, and we have 3 spells to deal damage. That's going to be 3 mana, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's a direct attack to our face. Guys, I think we can just win the game. I'm going to play the Street Conjurer now. I am going to follow up with Stormfield. That is going to give me a lot of damage on the board. I can play another Stormfield, and then we can just follow up with Form of Unity to deal 21 damage to my opponent directly, and just like that, the game is ours. Wow. What a combo, what a crazy deck. How do you even lose with that? Guys, this looks to be an insanely strong deck. I think we're going to be seeing that in the meta in the next few weeks, unless the God Power of Irina is actually nerfed. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want a deck list and if you want to find out how well I did with this deck in my 18 weekend ranked games, feel free to join my Discord server, and you can find the link to that in the description. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, because I upload Gods Unchained content like this every single day. And also, more importantly, don't forget to make a comment, because I have weekly giveaways, and all you need to do to enter those giveaways is make a comment, and that immediately makes you eligible to win. That's all you need to do. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all tomorrow with a brand new deck idea. Enjoy!